Hi guys, I'm Kim Rydins and I'm the director of Insanity. Basically this was part of my final major project at Thurrock Lane campus, and the brief was to just create a 5 to 10 minute short video. Originally I planned on doing a music video, but after much thought I decided, you know what, I'm going to go for an actual short film, because as much as I'm not proud of this, I have kind of a track record for starting a project and then not finishing it. So I was really determined to write like a script that I was proud of and that I could take into production and completely finish. The basic idea of this story, just to give you sort of an overview, and if you haven't already watched it, is it's about the character, like Eli, who's actually on screen right now, and he's got a mental illness, and he sees this other person who we only know as Man, and he truly believes that he is real and that he is there to help him, and Man just does everything in his power to keep it that way, whether it's convincing him that other voices he hears are the ones that aren't real, to kind of shutting him off from the rest of the world. So yeah, and basically we just see how this progresses and how Eli gets worse and Man becomes ultimately more powerful throughout the film. Casting. Again, casting is something that's always an issue, because obviously as a college student you don't have quite the access you'd have if you were a professional filmmaker out in the industry. So the two people in this are actually friends of mine from college. Ryan Bridgewood is Eli and Evan Shoveler as Man, and I was really impressed with how well they got into their characters. We didn't have a lot of rehearsal time because we shot completely straight through one day, so we were sort of rehearsing on spot. We'd rehearse a scene, have a couple of run-throughs, and then we'd just go straight into it. And like I say, I'm really impressed with how well they did, and they conveyed their emotions well, and they just made it like more believable than I thought it would be, and that was something that was really important to me, because I'd written a script which I was really proud of and I really liked, and it was very heavily dialogue based, and I needed people that I knew would like get into that emotion and understand the script as well. I think they both understood the script really well, which was great, because otherwise if you've got an actor who doesn't really understand the script, they're not quite so sure of what they're doing. It was shot on campus again. Oh, goodness, I've just done everything in my college. I love this shot, and I know Ryan really likes this shot as well. It's just, I like the framing of it, and I like the lighting in this shot, how you've got the light flickering to, it's sort of like all that energy sort of building up as we have like this confrontation scene. And I think Vicky did a great job in filming this, and she took my ideas and just made them actually work, because I'm one of these people, I'm not 100% confident like holding a camera and filming. So to have someone who knew what I was thinking about and what I wanted, and to actually get that and to get it to work, was just brilliant, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. Again, with this scene where you hear Eli's mother, that's Vicky again. She, like, it was going to be that she just like read out the line, so Ryan had his cue, so he knew what he was doing, but it turns out I think she actually read the lines really well, so I ended up leaving them in, because I thought there's no point re-recording this and putting it back in when I've got a perfectly good setup here, so I left it in. The music, yes, the music. I used two pieces of music in this, both by the composer Max Richter, who I think his music is just, it's really good. It's simple, yet it conveys a lot of emotion. And yeah, I just picked a couple of pieces. Like, it starts with one piece that's quite dark and quite tense, and that sort of carries through the kind of the first half of the film. And then in the second half of the film, we kind of go into this more subtle, more emotional music as Eli ultimately breaks down, basically. And again, as it builds closer and closer to the climax, the music builds up, and I think it just adds a good feel to it, because I think without the music we wouldn't have quite that same, it just sort of draws the viewer in a little bit more and just gives it that little bit more of emotional depth. The set, again, was I needed to try and make it look like a room. I didn't want it to just look like it had been shot on a college campus in an unused room. So the bed is basically, I think we ended up using 6 tables that were all stacked together, and basically I brought in like a sheet and a blanket and a pillow from home, and I just covered the tables, and we're just like, you know what, if we frame this right, if we do this, we could get it to look like a bed. And I think it works pretty well, actually. We obviously I wanted it to be quite a dark film. It's kind of, I wanted this feel that Eli's kind of like cut himself off from the rest of the world. So we blacked out the windows, and we blacked out, there's like a couple of glass panels on the door. We blocked them out as well, and the only lighting we've got is 2 lamps, one of which is off camera most of the time, and one of which is down by the bed, as if it's Eli's light, so it kind of gave us a closer light source. This is, we're now coming into like my personal favourite part of the film. This was my favourite part of the script. It's kind of where it all comes to a head, and again, I just think Ryan and Evan did a really, really good job, and really I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. And I'm pleased to say this is like the first project I've completed and I've been completely happy with. And this, I just finished by saying I love this shot, just the way it slowly zooms in, fades out, and then that's it. That's all we've got, basically. And I think it was just a nice way to end, and it just shows that I can do it. I can finish a project. Thank you for listening to me rab along for the past 8 minutes. I hope you enjoy the movie, and thank you very much to everyone who helped make this possible. Goodbye.